Good morning, good morning. This headband needs a wash and I don't know where my leopard one is. I don't know what I've done with it. Anyway, right, I thought let's do, because I've got this amazing bundle on at the moment, right? And it's under 50 quid for 4 things. So I'm going to show you, because this is literally my go-to everyday face. You know, like, I don't know about you, but ooh, if your skin has changed, like in your 40s, like mine completely changed. Like, I feel like my skin's drier. I don't like full coverage foundation anymore because I feel like it sits in the fine lines and wrinkles. And if you're anything like me, you might have just been thinking makeup isn't for me anymore. But I want to show you something, because switching, just making one little switch has made all the difference for me. So first is making sure you've always got a primer on. Now, the one I'm using, it's like a clear gel, so it's like it's like polyfiller for your face. So this like fills in your fine lines and wrinkles. So your skin, it's yeah, filling in your fine lines and wrinkles. I can't remember words out this morning. Filling in your fine lines and wrinkles, but it's also creating a really silky smooth base for your makeup to sit on. Because if you put makeup straight onto your skin, your skin can try and absorb it. You know, like especially if you've got very dry skin, it will try and absorb the makeup as like hydration. So if you put like a nice primer, it's your barrier between your makeup and your skin. And it also makes your makeup a lot more even. Because the other thing is, if you've got dry patches like around your nose, I tend to get them here and around my chin, your makeup will cling to them dry bits and it'll look a little bit patchy after a while. So primer helps with that as well, because it smooths and hydrates and your makeup's on top of the primer. So I'm going to put a CC cream on instead of a full coverage foundation. So the one I use, it's got SPF 25, and it's got such amazing skincare hydration ingredients in it. I'm going to use 2 different shades because I am like in between, because I got a bit of sun in the summer, and I'm kind of in between 2 shades. But basically it's similar to a foundation, but it's medium coverage, so you feel like you can see your own skin. You feel like it's your own skin, but it's enough coverage to cover any redness, any pores, and it's just a really nice lightweight base. So I get a bit of red around my nose, and I do get quite open pores as well. I don't know if you suffer with, like, I've got combination skin, so anywhere where there's oil, that's where I tend to get open pores, like here and here. But this sort of, with the primer as well, it really makes a difference. Now, I've also got a little bit of thread vein that shows here as well, and it's enough to cover that. So I love that. Right, I'm going to get a little bit of the concealer, and I'm going to put that. You don't need a lot. A little bit there, a little bit here, and then let's lighten the eyelids up. In your 40s, I feel like my eyelids are a little bit more discoloured, so I do go over with my CC cream and then a little bit of concealer as well, just to lighten it up. And I'm just going to add a little bit here on that thread vein that does show up sometimes. So, but even the concealer is very lightweight, but I am very sparing with concealer in my 40s because I feel like less is more. It's funny because you see all these girls like in the 20s on TikTok doing these like brush strokes of concealer. Like, wow, if I did that, and I'm sure if any of you did as well, if you're over 40, like within 30 minutes, that's going to look absolutely ridiculous because you're going to look, I think it makes you look older when it sits in your fine lines and wrinkles. So now when you're trying to cover something with concealer, just dab. Don't blend, because you're just going to move it out the way. So just dab it so it stays where you've put it and gives you what you need. Right, so primer, CC cream, concealer. And then the 4th thing in this bundle is the setting spray, but I'm just going to jazz it up with a little bit of blush and bronze first. But literally 4 things for under 50 quid. Like, that is crazy. I used to pay nearly 50 quid for a foundation. Crazy, crazy. Crazy town. Right, I'm going to go with stick blush and bronzer, just because cream when you're in your 40s is so much better than powder, because again, it blends, it melts into your skin, and it looks like your own skin. It doesn't leave any powdery residue that can sit in lines and wrinkles. And when you're over 40, I am all about that. I'm all about it just looking healthy and glowy. So a little bit of bronze under the lip, that just gives that illusion of a fuller lip. And then the blush I'm running out of, so I'm going to have to use my finger. I never like to waste anything. So I'm just going to... Anybody else? There's absolutely no way I'm throwing that away because there's loads in it. I suppose you could get it out with a little brush as well, couldn't you? But yeah, I am not for wasting. Not for wasting. So that's the blush. I tend to put my blush quite high. Don't know if that suits you, but I feel like it lifts everything up higher. I used to do down here and the stripe up, because that's what I've got taught to do. But I've found as I've got older, that can make your cheeks look a little bit chubbier, and when you put it higher up, it lifts everything. So I'll just give that a little blend in. I feel like cream sticks blend so much easier as well. Bit of cheek definition going on. And this hides the double chin edge just by creating that little bit of shadow, and then tap out the blush. Right, one last thing that I stick on. I don't know if you've ever tried these. If you use Charlotte Tilbury, please give this a go, because these are literally under, I think they're 15 quid. Might be around 15 quid. The Charlotte Tilbury ones are about 35 each or something stupid. And watch this. It's like a little bingo dab. You just squeeze to get a little bit more coming out, and then dab it on. But the level of shine that you get, I always put a little bit on the top lip as well, because that makes your lip look fuller without any needles. But when you tap that highlight out, it just looks like your own skin, which I love. I'm all about the catfishing. In my 40s, not even gonna make excuses for it. I want it to look like I woke up like this. There we go. Right, sorted. So right, really quick fill out of the eyebrows now that they've healed up. There's no crusty bits on. Hey Sarah, is it your birthday today? I've just got in the back of my mind that I've seen your birthday somewhere. Tell me if I've made that up. And if it is your birthday, happy birthday. I hope you've got a day off work. But I know you've probably not. Oh, I can't see comments. Oh, doesn't a brow make all the difference? A brow makes all the difference. I'm so glad I had them done though, because trying to draw them on every single day, just having that shape there makes such a flipping difference. Hey Danny, good morning. I literally was so bad with eyebrows though. That's why I got them done in the end. Because then you've got the shape to just fill in, and you're like, I used to do my eyebrows. That was the one thing I would never do like on a live, because the amount of times I would have to, like draw them on and wipe them off because they just didn't match. One was like, so yeah, I think like for me, having them done is the best thing I could have ever done, because then the shape's been done and measured out, and matchy and all that. And all you've got to do then is just either go natural and just leave them as they are, or just add a little bit to the colour and you're done. It's so much easier. Right, bit of Full Blast. I've switched up which mascara I'm using. The Zen is the one that I use every day. This is very similar to a mascara I used to use. Full Blast it's called. It's got a very fluffy wand, and it's one of those not fibre mascara, tubing mascara. So basically what that's doing is it's wrapping these tubes around each individual lash, which protect it, hydrate each lash, and give you a pretty banging lash as well. Now the trick with a tubing mascara is to be quite light putting it on. Hey Val. So don't be as heavy-handed as your normal mascara. Hold it in front and sort of blink onto the wand, because if you go in too heavy with a tubing mascara, because this is what happened to me the first time I tried it, is it looked like I had bits in my lashes, and that was because I had too much product on the wand. I'd not took the excess off, and I was going in too heavy. I wasn't holding it in front and blinking. So, I mean, if I was to review it as a review, I would say it's a pretty good mascara for the, like if you want quite a dramatic lash, but there is a bit of a knack to it. You've got to practice a little bit. Can you see, like, I'm holding it in front and just blinking? And then get those little lashes. But in terms of like drama, length and fullness of the lash, I really love that. So let's do the other one, and then we'll do that nice setting spray that's in the bundle. So right to the base of your lashes, bit of a wiggle, and then straight up. Concentration. This is the only time you'll ever hear me being so quiet, like when I'm putting mascara on, because the amount of times I have been chatting away and I've poked myself in the eye is unbelievable. And then I'm sat on a live with my eye streaming down my face. So let's not do that. But yeah, I do think this is a little bit more dramatic than the Zen that I've been using every day. I think like my feeling with this one is this is a lot, it's thickening the lashes a lot more, and you've got more length to it as well. That's like one coat. Now there's no bitterness to that. Nice and long separated out lashes, but I think it is that knack of like, because I know the first time I tried it I wasn't 100% convinced, but I think it's definitely the application, like holding it in front and just blink, and if you do it nice and gentle like that, it fluffs everything out and you get all of the drama. I mean, that's competing with a false lash, isn't it? If you want to give your lashes a break. Ah! I'm not. I do love a lash. I do love a good mascara. That is well worth giving it a try. Full blast, love it. Right, I'm going to set everything in. I'm not going to put any lipstick on. It's just a day in the office, so I'm just going to put a little bit of lip balm on and just keep it quite neutral. So setting spray. So you 4 in your bundle. I still can't get my head around that it's under 50 quid for 4 things, like. Oh, love that. So if you want the hydrated glowy look, setting spray instead of powder is the one. But you can literally, so in that bundle you get in primer, CC cream or foundation. You can swap it out for full coverage if you want. It's just that my skin is over 40 skin and I just prefer medium coverage. And the VFX concealer as well that I put on under my eyes and just on the spots. But all 4 things are like under 50 quid at the moment, which is craziness. But yeah, loving it. Right, I'm gonna go. I need to make sure my kids get out the door, get to work in Liverpool, and then I've got travel vaccinations tonight, so I need to be back on time. So yeah, have an amazing day, whatever you're doing. Hey, oh Leah, I've only just seen you pop on. Hey, have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.